another breaking news story we are following. We are now hearing from the lawyer of former Texas Longhorn star Xavier Worthy. According to Williamson County jail documents, he's charged with assaulting a family member by impeding their breathing or circulation. It's a third-degree felony here in Texas. If convicted, Worthy could face up to 10 years in prison and a fine of up to $10,000. Right now, we don't have court records on details of Worthy's arrest, but we did reach out to Worthy's lawyers. They sent a statement saying they're working with law enforcement to, quote, ensure they have the benefit of the totality of circumstance that led to this allegation, end quote. According to that statement, lawyers say Worthy asked the accuser to leave his home several times over the past 2 weeks after discovering she was cheating on him. They say a private investigator has video evidence of that infidelity. The lawyers say she refused to leave and tried to extort Worthy on several different occasions, but did not say how. They did say she destroyed a room in Worthy's home and scratched his face and ripped out parts of his hair. At the time of the incident, Worthy told law enforcement he did not want to press charges.
How we get to the point where your girl lose an argument, you end up in handcuffs without even laying a finger on her? Who knew that getting in an argument was a crime? Let's get to it. We need to talk about something that rarely gets discussed. I'm talking about never gets discussed, but it happened all the time. Something that could ruin lives in an instant. I'm talking about when your girl called the police on you when no crime has been committed. And I'm specifically talking about black women. I know nobody want to talk about that. Black women are Karens too. Ain't no abuse involved. There's no threat of violence. Just a call that can turn a man's life upside down in a matter of minutes. And let's be clear, when the police show up, they're not coming for a friendly chat. They're coming ready for a confrontation. In the worst cases, a man could be arrested, lose his job, or even wind up dead. Especially if you're a black man. And I'm talking about, this is specifically about black folks. This is us. I am not talking about white people and what they in their situation, or a white woman calling a black man. No, I'm talking about a black woman calling the police on a brother. So why would your woman, the person that supposedly got your back, your ride or die, why would she do something so reckless? I think it's a psychology behind that. And it's layered. But what it comes down to is power and control. Like when the emotions run high, some women don't argue to resolve the situation. They argue to win it. Bottom line. Which is childish. The whole point of arguing is supposed to get to a solution. You got your side that you trying to defend. I got my side that I'm trying to defend. Let's come to a middle ground on this. Nah, but you want to win it. And you feel like you can't win it. The only way you can win it is to see me locked up. Or at least the threat of it. Showing your power. And as you know, and they're not going to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. In a black woman's mind, just like in women's mind, but I'm specifically talking about black women, nothing ends a fight faster than calling the police, the ultimate authority, law enforcement, whatever you want to call them. It's a scare tactic. It's a power play to assert some sort of dominance in the relationship. Like, hey, if it really come down to it, you know I could just make that call. And poof, you out of here. Almost like you trying to keep us in check. You know, they love to play the victim. And we live in a society where women are often given the benefit of the doubt in domestic situations. 99.9999999% of the time, they're given the benefit of the doubt. Some of these women, they exploit that fact. Now, I ain't lying. We know this. Some of these women exploit the fact, knowing that a baseless accusation can be taken seriously, like a crime. It's the ultimate trump card, no pun intended. I know y'all don't like that dude. And men don't see this thing coming at all, man. Brothers, we don't see this coming at all. I mean, some of us do, but again, when you think that your woman is a ride or die, you don't see that coming. You don't see it coming from that perspective. But once you see it, you better recognize it. A lot of these women use the police as a weapon, you know, punishing you for whatever you did in the past, whatever the argument is, whether you was breaking up, whether it's cheating, or not giving them the reaction that they wanted. They ain't looking at the consequences. It's just some short-term satisfaction to see you jammed up. And here's the truth that nobody wants to admit. All these false accusations aren't just harmful to men. They make it harder for the real victims of domestic violence to be believed. Because it does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying in this instance, when it's just an argument, that you just getting louder than her. That's it. She yelling, you yelling. You haven't put no hands on her, nothing like that. You just, at this point, you know, the women, they abuse the system. And then it makes it hard for the real victims. It makes it hard for people to trust that they're really telling the truth. Because now every time we hear these stories about domestic violence, or we hear these stories about domestic abuse, sexual abuse, we always like looking side-eye. We like, I don't know if it's really, you know, she could be just trying to get a bag. And that's the play. You can't never let any argument escalate to the point where your emotions override your logic. At some point, it's time to hold women accountable, specifically black women accountable for these false claims. Because when the truth no longer matters, nobody's safe. That's just my time, man. You know, that's just my thought on things, of how I see the situation. I'll holler at y'all on the next one. Later.